Well, hey. I should have cleared my throat beforehand. I usually plan that out, but good morning. Welcome to Blue Game Bluecast Morning Show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30 plus your video game enthusiast and industry analyst. And today for June 17th, 2025, I'll run through the latest gaming news, what I've been playing. We'll chat around Subaltronomous. Yeah, Marble Garden Zone. Although you could have said Marble Valley, and I would have said yes, because sometimes those stage names blend together. But yeah, I love throwing in some cool tunes beforehand that get me in the zone, no pun intended. Yeah, because thinking about music, for me music was very interesting growing up because I was never really into music except for video game music until when I was a teenager, and I discovered a lot of stuff that wouldn't be played on the radio, mainly punk music. But so when I'm in the 90s playing video games and the music comes on, those really capture me. So playing those again, through my life, it takes me back to, it's not like about being a kid. It's about being like on an adventure with some music that doesn't have any emotional weight of the time. It's of the experience, the action I went through with the game. I don't know. And that's right. Yeah, there's some cool stuff back here. We got the EVA Unit 1. This is the Tamashii Nations, I think, Robot Spirits. Yeah, and this was given to me by Andrew Gira of GoGFX, as well as this Super Mecha Godzilla. I had the Super 7 version, but I uh, I think I like SH Monster Arts better. And then over here, it's actually almost impossible to see. It's the Final Wars. This actually just came out. It got delivered yesterday. I had this on pre-order. It's a re-release where they kind of did some fixes to it. So there's that. And then just randomly armored Batman from Batman vs Superman. But this is a new release. Just it's kind of showing up in Asian territories right now. It's Batman vs Superman, armored Batman. But anyway, when I was younger and people asked what genres I like, I'd go electronic rock, video game, and whatever Silent Hill music counts. Yeah, dude, and it's very funny because I remember the moment exactly. I was 16. This was before I really got into punk, but I just remember I had just started the job at the movie theater, and the new guy, or I was the new guy, and the guy training was like, "So, what kind of music you like?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't really listen to music." And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, the video game music, soundtracks to movies, but music. He's like, "You don't listen to music? That's so weird." And it's interesting because it was just because, I hadn't discovered it. So, oh, sorry, I got some text. And so that is interesting sometimes. I can go through life not discovering certain things of art that could really motivate you and push you, like especially metal. Like I didn't get into metal until my 20s, but it could have been that was the time for me to get into it. I think it's like that with video games. The time you get into a video game, it might depend, Just like thinking back to, well, I think a good example is this Resident Evil Village. I think about why have I not beat it yet, and why am I not even interested? And I don't know if just maybe Resident Evil Village itself just isn't as fun for me like as the other ones were, or it could be time and place. I don't know. You have no idea how many hours I sunk into Guilty Gear X2, Symphony of the Night, Sonic games. Just, dude, we are the same person. I know in a lot of ways we are, but I mean, man, the Guilty Gear soundtrack. I remember so many moments of when I was going to get my first apartment with my friend after I moved out, and I had the Guilty Gear X soundtrack on, listening to that. Yeah, Symphony of the Night and Sonic games, dude. Oh, all that stuff is so good, and it's cool music because again, it even if it does elicit emotion, it's not trying to. It's trying to elicit wonder and adventure. Um, but yeah, let's move on to what I have been playing. So, and it's actually very interesting what I've been. Oh, I lost my screen. Let me get it back. So, bam! I haven't even looked at this. Golf with your friends. Last night, again, now that we've got the TV working in the living room and I'm hanging out in there with my wife more, We played It Takes Two for a little bit. We got through a few things, and then the 3D takes hold, and she'll get dizzy. And then we did Golf with Your Friends, which is a little easier. But it's interesting because she likes to play the same map over and over and over, and I get tired of it, but All right, and then I went back to play some more Soldiers, which again, I feel like unless something happens, this is going to be my main game. And again, I didn't play too much more, but Soldiers is nearly the perfect Metroidvania I'm looking for. The only thing that gets to me, and it's not too big of a deal, I can look over it. I don't like the design of the main characters. I prefer normally proportioned, toward realism. These characters have like bobblehead looks, and it's okay because everything else about the game, the currency, the leveling up, the combat system, the traversal, there are some areas where it would seem like it's platforming, but it's action. The game is so good. I played a little bit yesterday. Yeah, I think Soldiers is really good. And again, only 40 minutes. That doesn't seem like a lot. Ultronymous, I won't say that modern music is bad, but older music definitely felt more distinct and memorable. Yeah, and you know what? Even I think there is something to be said about modern mainstream music, and it's kind of like what I come across with the video games a lot. It's like, wow, it seems like this would be cool, but there's a lot implemented in this that doesn't seem like it's made for me, even though it is really cool. And I think it's like that with a lot of radio-friendly music. And it's funny to say I think radio-friendly music still only exists because, and I say radio-friendly, I mean mass radio appeal, because so many people are still in their cars. Otherwise, I wonder if radio would be done and people would be getting their specific services, like just kind of like with TV, you'd have cable, you'd have all the different channels, but now I just have like a specific service. And so anyway, I'm saying that because I think music created for the mainstream, especially a lot of times it's really based on finances. Like it's usually with these bigger record companies, they are planning out some financial, it's not like it's made from the soul. And so I think we feel that sometimes, even though I do feel within that system, there are artists that are able to have their soul, come through. Okay, so here's something interesting, guys. War Robots Frontiers. Now it says 2 hours and 21 minutes. It seems like a lot because I just started it yesterday, but I want to say there was a time when I was on the menu and I was doing something. I played War Robots, guys. Like that's the thing. I've played War Robots. I get the game. It's fine. It's whatever. And then friend of the Gundam Explained channel, Zionic Shadow, reached out. I was like, hey, you should try War Robots Frontiers. And then I was like, that's interesting that he's saying that because I usually dig his suggestions. Like I would be like, okay, that's a good. So when I jumped into War Robots Frontiers, it actually played entirely different from War Robots. I would say this plays like a game I used to love that's not Dreadnought. If you guys remember this free-to-play game called Dreadnought, where it was ship battles, slow-moving, different types of ships, you're upgrade slowly, and this War Robots plays like this. It's a little slower paced, and it's really about the timing, and it's really fun. So I think I'm going to jump in a little bit. I was shocked to have the enjoyment that I did. Okay, and then moving down here, let's see. That was over the weekend, so nothing else. So this was really just me playing some more Robot Soldiers, and then It Takes Two, and Golf with Your Friends with the wife. Is there anything else around me that? No, that's really about it. If I want to, account for my work day, and then after work, hanging out with the wife. Yeah, all right, let's jump into some news. Final Fantasy 16 is selling poorly on Xbox, claims analytics firm. So, one, I find it strange that this is news. 22,000 copies since June 9th. You know what? If you're a Final Fantasy fan, you went and got this already. Final Fantasy 16. I think by now, with it being on Xbox, there is no rush for anyone to get it. This is going to be one of those games 22,000 is still something. And this is going to continue to climb over time because its availability there. So I think the analytics here to say what its sales are when it just released is the wrong data point you need to get from this. I would just say this is going to be long-term growth for Square Enix because they have a game on another platform. And again, 22,000 copies. That is money they made. I guess one issue though had to do with how the game was running, but to me that then goes back, and they've explained this before, the fact that Square Enix was originally developing just exclusives for PlayStation. They realized that was a bad idea. Final Fantasy 16 was kind of caught up in that. So I still think it's great for these games to be on as many platforms as possible. Yeah. Oh, you missed Dreadnought? Yeah, it was sad when it shut down. Yeah, and I even talked to the community guy for a little bit to try to work out some way to. This was when I was doing Blue Gamer stuff, but it was just inconsistent. And I liked the game so much, yeah, that I got in touch with the community manager to kind of do some promotions, but that never happened. The game shut down. Yeah, the big purchase launch window already passed for Final Fantasy 16. Now it's just the stragglers left over. Yeah. And again, I think at the end of the day, it's good because you have someone maybe that's 8 right now. In a few years, they'll then be looking at what games they can play on Xbox or something, and then they'll be like, "Oh, okay, Final Fantasy 16's on here." That's how I see it. Even me as a Gundam fan, how I've been discovering Gundam after the fact because this stuff has been available in certain ways. PlayStation removes PC region locks. Oh, one thing I wanted to add was apparently the graphics mode has an issue. Oh yeah, but I think I was explaining because of the engine. Okay, yeah, I got that taken care of. I wouldn't knock them for the graphics not being that great. The fact that they just ported it in the first place is good because originally it was just going to be an exclusive. You remember Square Enix had to come out and say, we can't just have our games be exclusive anymore. So good on them, actually. PlayStation removes PC region locks for Helldivers 2, The Last of Us Part 2, and more. So that's pretty interesting. I think this had to do with, yeah, okay, it says it here, be purchased in regions that didn't support PSN. While there were workarounds for this issue, including the relatively simple steps of making Steam and PSN accounts for different regions, these region locks frustrated affected players. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I didn't have to deal with it. I don't know the extent of the issue, so I wasn't really talking about it too much. But again, I want to show this as an example of eventually, over time, now this could just be Sony wanted to get some stats at first. Or it could be they looked and like, yeah, really, that is some sort of barrier to entry we want to remove. Or maybe there's some behind the scene logistics they had to get legal worked out. But in the day, the fact that they are doing this is good because I always want to shout out when these companies are doing the good stuff. And good, I won't knock them for region locking. I mean, whatever companies have to do, I think it's just good when they turn around and be like, well, here's our policy, but we're going to do what we can to change it. Okay, Death Stranding 2 script was changed midway through development. The co-composer of Death Stranding 2 On the Beach's music has revealed that Hideo Kojima changed the game's script around the halfway point of the development period. In an interview, Yona Lemoyne, or Woodkid, the composer for Death Stranding 2, revealed one key moment during the game's development. Woodkid narrated a situation in which Kojima expressed a very different problem to him. The game director stated that the game's testing results are too good and players like it too much, which means that something is wrong and they need to change something. Kojima then returned to the drawing board, changed the Death Stranding 2 script, and reworked some of the crucial stuff in the game. That's so funny to say the game's too good. It's almost like wasn't there that review of Gears of War and it was like the problem was the game's just too good? This seems like Kojima fluff as a article. He thinks that if everyone likes the stuff he's doing, then it means it's mainstream, conventional, and pre-digested. I mean, I feel like that's what Kojima is good at. He's good at making things unconventional, mainstream. Very interesting. Oh yeah, when Helldivers 2 first came out, I also think it's weird it took this long, so that's why I wonder, is it logistics? Oh, okay, we'll change it. We just have to work the logistics, or were they thinking about it? This is interesting. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled sales top 10 million. Okay, and it came out in 2019, so just that's awesome. So here's another thing. It's on PS4, Xbox, and Switch. So it is a multi-platform, not on PC. That's interesting. And 10 million. Maybe it's because it's a kart racer and it's Crash. And again, over time, like Final Fantasy 16, Crash Team came out in 2019 and it's now seeing 10 million sales. That's some cool news. Okay, we read that. Saints Row 2 and Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remastered are now free with Amazon Prime. That's pretty cool. So yeah, if you get the even Star Wars Rebellion is on there. Pretty cool. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. I really want to jump into War Robots to kind of show what I feel like it's doing that is a little different than the original War Robots. I honestly, I don't know the difference between the two. Okay. They're still counting Nitro. Sierra was hella popular back in the day, and they added, basically all the characters and stages from the past Crash Car games ever got a re-release. I am certainly. I wonder though if it has to do with kart racing games. How much is it that it's Crash Bandicoot? How much is it that it's the kart racing? I'm very curious about that because that could explain, why the Sonic games keep coming out with kart racing or racing, but again, is that Sonic or is that racing? And then there's that Disney Speedstorm, which I think it came out a while ago and they're still promoting it. I wouldn't mind playing that game. And then, there's been other kart games here and there, but okay. So I haven't dived too deep into the minutia of the leveling, the monetization. Yes, that is the one thing with these games that I can't stand. But this game doesn't seem to, and I think that's what works with this. The gameplay type is so specific that you can't have these like offshoot games or modes that go do some farming or something. Like, I don't know. I think it's a mix of both. Kart racers are really fun. Mario Kart is my least favorite kart racer, ironically. Yeah. You know what? That is an interesting take, but I 100% agree. I feel like Mario Kart's really fun, but it's the least fun of the kart racers. I wonder if it goes back to that mainstream appeal again. Like, at the end of the day, I'm playing it a lot because family, everyone else. All right. And again, there's some mech customization that I think has been provided to me that I can play around with, but right now I'm mainly just playing the game. So we could see, I could just go to play. There are the jobs, and these are like the challenges. So what's deal armor damage. I mean, right now I am just playing to play, and once I get the hang of the combat. Oh, that's cool. It's finally saying my name now in Steam. Before, I had some random string of characters, and I couldn't figure out how to change my name. There's a couple things I'm still figuring out with this game, too. It's like if I die, or when I die, and I pick a new unit, I think you can only pick certain ones. I mean, there's things that are bringing me back to Dreadnought, and I think that's the biggest thing here. Okay, yesterday, I was playing this here on my PC, downloaded on the ROG Ally on my TV, but the ROG Ally, not that great. Streaming it from my PC to my ROG Ally on my TV, that worked. Oh yeah, there's some stuff you might want to look at. I don't know what it is. Okay. So here at the bottom, you can see where you can like choose from your different mechs, you know, where you want to load out. And I will say the main thing is there's slow movement, like in delays. Like I'm now boosting, there's a huge delay to it, and I like it. Played with mouse and keyboard. It's actually really fun with mouse and keyboard, and then I moved to gamepad to get used to playing in the living room, and gamepad feels really good too. So they nailed, I think, the most important aspect of getting this mech game to work. Like, that should help as much as I can. Missiles. Yay. But the thing with the missiles, I like how you really have to time them well because they're easy to dodge. It's like the game is really almost in a way with like Gundam Battle Operation 2, where you're kind of taking your time. And what I like is this momentum of like moving, jumping around. It just it feels really good. Okay, someone else right here. Right, let's help. Oh, and you. So this mech has that missile thing, and it takes some time, like 40 seconds to recharge, but it also takes time to land, which I like because, okay, did my teammate just walk past? Ah, there we go. Got some backup. Yeah, that dude. And there's healing options. I haven't figured that out yet. I don't know if that has to do with a certain class or yeah, it is fun trying to rain down missiles, even though a lot of times you'll miss, which is good. That's what kind of gives this game that balance. Oh, bad guy at C. Got one. That was pretty good, actually. All right. Where are my teammates? You were not expecting that. You were not expecting that. Okay, let's get back to this spot. And it could be that I'm playing against a lot of bots. Oh, here we go again. Yeah, if I don't get any help, this might be it for me. Okay, well, there's a few more of us here now. Nice. That's right, run away. Okay. This is going pretty good, but again, I think I'm playing against mainly bots. But it's a good way to get a understanding of how this game plays. Alright. Yeah, like I'm all destroyed looking. That's pretty cool. And I guess I haven't figured out exactly how I heal, other than again, like I think friendlies maybe.
Allies are close to victory.
Oh, behind me. Dang.
Getting it done.
Nice.
Show me the money.
They put bots. Yeah, I think they have bots for the early levels. Anyway, guys, that was so fun. Like, just think, oh man, my eye, like I was locked in. And that's what I like about this game. When you're actually playing it, the meat of the game is that, like, action. You like got to move right at the right time and shoot it. I'm having a lot of fun with this. So, and I guess here we could see the rewards. Battle job. So you get, I don't know. I know that. Oh, okay, that seems to be a lot I got right there. So like the yellow, I'm kind of blocking it. There's this gold currency. I have 17,000. And I feel what it seems like you do is you then use that to buy either salvage or whatever. You could buy a part or you can buy salvage to upgrade a part. So it seems like there's a lot of options, and I'm buying a lot of things. Like yesterday, I bought like 4 parts and 2 weapons. I haven't even done anything with them yet because I actually have no idea what I need to be doing. Because then the other thing is, if you look at each, just these 2 mechs, they have like an up arrow on them. And it's because I can like go in, you go to tuning, and then you can upgrade the parts. Like this, I can upgrade. Let's see. Yeah, press upgrade. Upgrade to level 3. Why not? Now, here's the thing. Yeah, then that other yellow arrow isn't on top of the other one because I used up everything to upgrade. And I'm trying to use that as an understanding of what this pace of upgrading is. Because that seems slow, but yet I have a bunch of, like I did the match I played last night before I stopped. I now have a bunch of credits where I could go to the store and then maybe buy more salvage to then go to, so warehouse, I guess, is just to quickly see everything you have. But when you go to hangar, you go to robot, you go to tuning, you could go to the part like this is a level 3. But then there's these other parts, but I can't craft this until I'm 12, level 12. So that's why I feel like early game is just more about collecting the stuff you get from the matches, maybe leveling up the parts, but not necessarily crafting new parts yet. And there's the pilot that you have, and it has talents. So yeah, look at all the different things that happen. The more you play, you rank up. And then I want to figure out, well, then is this game worth maybe dropping like $20, $30 on some sort of pack they have that kind of gets you quicker into the different options. So there's a bunch of the different gameplay, right? Because I try to think of it now as like, if I'm going to get into this game, I'm going to realize, okay, I actually might only play it for a month. Maybe I only put 20 hours into it, but within that time, it might be worth spending $20 or $30 to have some stuff. So that's the research I'm going to be doing next. I mean, it's interesting seeing characters like this. I mean, this kind of goes down that Concord path where we're seeing a lot of colors and craziness, but there's not really consistency in what this world is or anything. That's like the one thing when these designs come into games, it takes away from whatever potential world building there could be. And then there's another way to buy things, and okay, credits, warp reels, reals. That's funny. That's like that's money in Brazil. That's how you spell that. Warp reals, and then salvage. Anyway. Oh, okay. So Elterminus, I feel like again, and again, this is War Robots Frontiers versus War Robots, and you might have played that too, but to me, this seems really good. Yeah, workshop. What do I do here? Build a new robot? That's actually really awesome. I haven't done that yet, but this is probably once I start unlocking stuff where I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. And and actually I'm going to exit because I'm going to get out anyway. What's really funny is going back to it's sometimes when I play a game and I'm like, but Adam, isn't there like a better version you could be playing? Like for instance, Mecha Break is coming soon, and that's kind of a big deal. But when I played Mecha Break, I didn't really like it. In fact, War Robots Frontiers feels way more like a mecha game than Mecha Break. Mecha Break feels like, and this is no slight at that, the extreme end of Armored Core, Zone of Enders, where there's Zap. It's like, okay, if they made a Zeta game and you're in space fighting, that's that combat. But for like a bunch of the ground-based stuff going on, War Robots Frontiers feels very... Oh, so you only played the Frontiers then anyway. Yeah, they must have changed it because I'm shocked what they did. Anyway, I'm gonna jump for now. One thing I do want to cover soon is wrong screen, is this Paradox Soul. I think it might be free. Yeah, it's free right now. And it's a Metroidvania, and I think it's $5 normally. So I mean, not that it's a huge discount, but that might be worth checking out. I'm gonna try it later. So, all right, I'm gonna head out. Have a good one. We will talk later.